Good morning. So it has been a long time since I did one of these. I haven't been feeling the greatest the last few weeks, but today hasn't actually been too bad, so I thought I'm just going to do one of these, sort of get it over and done with. Because every day I'm like, I need to do it, I need to do an update, but I just can't get around to doing it. So I will talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But I am currently 16 weeks pregnant, and I just completely forgot what baby was the size of. Last week, baby was the size of a pear or a yellow canary, but I don't remember what it was supposed to be now. God. Pull yourself together. This is just the questions list that I think I talked about in the last video, which was like at 8 weeks pregnant, so it's literally been double the time since then. But yeah, so I'm just going through these lists, and yeah, first question was how far along are you? Second question is baby is the size of. Third question's any symptoms? Yeah, about that. There have been a lot of symptoms going on. Basically morning sickness, all day sickness. Yeah, it's been pretty full on the past few weeks. I think when I did my 8-week update, I think that I was feeling nauseous, especially in the mornings, but I wasn't throwing up. But now I am throwing up. I have been throwing up every day since, I think it might have been around 9 weeks, to the point where like I would just get up first thing in the morning and just go straight to the bathroom and make myself throw up, because I found that it was a lot easier to do it that way than deal with feeling nauseous but still knowing that I'm going to throw up. Because yeah, when you've got, 2 little kids already that you have to get up and dressed and make breakfast for myself as well, make lunch for Max before he goes to kindy, get myself ready and everything, and pack Max's kindy bag all before 8:30 in the morning when we have to leave to take Max to kindy. It was just too much with feeling really nauseous and feeling like I'm going to throw up at any given second. And yeah, it just became a lot easier for me to just go and get it over and done with. And then that way, it would sort of subside for a few hours. And then closer to lunchtime, it sort of came back. And then by then it was, just Ava and I at home. So I didn't really mind so much then. I just kind of would lay down on the couch or something, or because it's around lunchtime, as soon as Ava finishes lunch, she usually goes down for a nap anyway, so I would put her down for a nap and then I would just like lay on the couch and just watch crap TV basically to make myself feel better, or I would go and throw up, or the nausea will pass. But yeah, it had been pretty rough. I actually had a midwife appointment last week when I was 15 weeks, and she ended up giving me some medication for it. I didn't want to take the medication at first, especially because I wasn't throwing up until about 9 weeks. I was like, okay, well, I'll wait till my next midwife appointment, because if this is just that first trimester thing, by the time I'm at my next appointment, it should have passed already. But yeah, it hadn't passed, so I was like, okay, this is getting a bit much, because I don't know when it's going to stop. I think it was around my 3rd trimester that I stopped being sick with Max. So yeah, I was just kind of like, no, I need something, because if this is going to be lasting until then, I need something to help, you know, just with having the kids already and with having, you know, a busy schedule as it is, with kids, you know, I can't really, you know, be that lazy when you have to entertain kids all the time. So I got put on medication, and they're just like little dissolvable tablets that you put on your tongue, and then they dissolve, and then it helps. And they really do help. So it's been like a week now since that I've been taking them, and I have not thrown up since. You can only take 2 a day, so I take one as soon as I wake up before I even get out of bed or anything, because that's, you know, the worst time for me. So I'm just laying in bed, I put one on my tongue. The first time I tried it, I was very nervous because I was like, this thing is probably gonna, you know, especially a dissolvable one, like you can just sort of, you know, imagine, you know how when you have like a Panadol and it starts sort of dissolving in your mouth before you get a chance to swallow it, and it's just disgusting. I was very nervous that it was going to be like that, but it actually tastes quite sweet. It's kind of like a lolly sort of taste. So that was kind of all fine. So I have it first thing when I wake up, before I get out of bed. Then I just lay in bed for about 5-10 minutes, just because I want it to get all into my system. And then I get up and it's fine. I usually don't take another one at lunchtime when I start feeling sick then, but I wait until more in the evenings, because in the evenings I have, you know, it's usually after dinner, the kids have gone to bed, and that's when I feel sick again. And I think that for me that's the worst time, because I have just eaten dinner and eaten, you know, I've still got all the food in my stomach from the whole day, and I want to go to bed, but I'm too uncomfortable, and I'm like, my stomach gets all crampy because, you know, like, you feel like you're gonna be sick, and you just, then, you know, the saliva in the mouth thing happens, and I just can't get comfortable and can't fall asleep. So I tend to have another one in the evenings as well if I need one. And it really has been helping. My midwife was saying that it's the medication that they give to cancer patients when they go through chemo, to stop the vomiting and nausea then. So yeah, they're pretty good. Sleeping, how is sleeping going? So I've been very tired, very, very tired. I go to sleep very early. 8:30 I'm in bed. If I don't have to get up, then I lay in bed for a long time, but that's literally happened once. So what am I even talking about, because I've got to get up every morning with the kids. But apart from one day on the weekend, I didn't have to. Michael let me kind of lay in bed and just be lazy. I was still awake at 6:37 whenever the kids woke up, but I didn't actually get out of bed until about 9 o'clock, which was very, very nice. I have actually been sleeping really well. Really weird dreams, but that is what it is. I did end up getting a pregnancy pillow, which I think I spoke about in the last video. I said I wanted to get. It's good, like it's actually really comfortable, but I toss and turn a lot, and we just got the actual body pillow one, so like just the really oversized long pillow that's like the length of the bed, rather than the ones that kind of curl around you. So if I roll over in the night, I have to kind of take this whole huge pillow with me, and that's quite difficult. So I don't actually use it very often. Michael uses it a lot. It'll lay between us in the middle of the bed, and like I'll cuddle into it and I'd fall asleep, and then in the end I'll give up with having to take it with me every time I rolled over, so I'll just get one of my normal pillows. And then I wake up in the morning and Michael's got it on his side and he's cuddling it, so at least it's getting used, which is a bonus. But as I get bigger and when I start actually struggling to roll over in the night, then perhaps it might, you know, come more in handy for me. Any cravings or aversions? Not really. Still smells set me off, which was the same in the last video that I did. But no real cravings. The last few days I've been really, really liking sour lollies, so I guess that sort of is a craving. Yeah, I'm not usually a sour lollies kind of person, but I have actually really been enjoying the sour lollies just for the past maybe 3 or 4 days. But no aversions. I'm getting better with my eating. I am able to eat kind of less carbs now, and focus more on healthier alternatives. Won't say that I'm eating healthy because I still can't quite stomach some things, but now that I'm not actually throwing up, I am feeling a lot better about it all. That's pretty much all the questions, but I don't know if I did actually speak about this. So we aren't finding out what this baby is. We've already got a boy and already got a girl, and you know, each of those pregnancies were really special. Max's was special because one, it was the first time, and then, you know, we found out we were having a boy and I was really excited about that. And then with Ava, it was very important that we found out, because we both had kind of agreed that she was going to be our last baby, and you know, we weren't really in the best place financially. So for us, well, for me mainly, Michael didn't really care. I was the one that had to get everything for the kids. One of the reasons that I wanted to find out with her was so that I knew whether I should keep all of Max's baby clothes, because he was still very, very young when we got pregnant with Ava. So I think he was 3 months old when we got pregnant with Ava. So he would have been about 4 months when we actually found out that I was pregnant again. So we still had kept all of his baby clothes up to that point. And yeah, I wanted to know whether we were keeping all the baby clothes from him or whether we had to buy new ones for a girl. And for me, yeah, I thought that it was important because we didn't really have a whole lot of money left over at the end of the week. So it would have been easier to either keep, it would have been easier to either keep all of his baby clothes if we were having another boy, or sell his clothes and with that money buy new clothes for this baby girl. And it was also very important for Michael because he really, really wanted a girl, like to the point where when we found out Max was not a girl, he was actually quite upset about it. He just really wanted to have a girl, and he thought that we were having a girl. So yeah, when we found out that Ava was a girl, he was over the moon about it. He was, yeah, super, super happy about that. Sold all of Max's clothes, bought all new baby girl clothes. Was actually also very lucky because my cousin had a baby girl. I think I was about 5 months pregnant when she had a girl. Might have been, maybe 4 months pregnant. Because I didn't know that we were having a girl, but she had said, you know, if you have a girl, I will keep, you know, all the baby clothes sort of thing. So we were actually really lucky, and we ended up with so many baby girl clothes from her. We had a couple of other friends give us some clothes, some of the clothes that we bought. My mum was very excited to be having a granddaughter, so she went a bit overboard with buying clothes. My father-in-law, who lives with us now, he was living over in England at the time, and he was very excited to also be having a granddaughter, so he sent over a lot of clothes that were from over there. So we were actually very, very lucky that we actually had a lot of clothes for her. But yeah, and she was special. It was special being pregnant with her because it was a girl, and Michael was very happy about that, and I was actually very happy about that too, because you know, it was all a new experience. We'd already gone through having a boy, and now it was now having a girl. And we thought that the special thing with this pregnancy and this baby would be the fact that we don't know, and that we get that ultimate surprise at the very end. You know, when baby first comes out and you can, you know, have a look and see what it is. That's kind of it for us. Like, we have to start all over again anyway, because we had decided that Ava was the last baby. We got rid of literally everything. So the only thing we already had was a pram, because Ava still uses a pram. So yeah, so we still had a pram. So that was the only thing that we really had before, you know, before getting pregnant or planning on getting pregnant. But yeah, so I think the baby's a boy. I'm not going to find out. I don't want to find out. I don't want to know. I don't want to be knowing for sure. I still want there to be a possibility that it is a girl. Not that I'm not fussed whatsoever. But I think it's a boy. Obviously, I've been very sick this pregnancy, and I was very sick with my pregnancy with Max. I was not sick once at all with Ava. And yeah, so that for me is sort of like a, you know, I think it might be a boy because of that. Also the heart rate, Max's was always around 130, 140. Ava's was always around 150, 160. And so far, this baby's has been, where does it say here? At my at my 6 week scan, it says that my it was 131 beats per minute. At my 12 week scan, it said it was 136, and at my last midwife appointment, she did say that it was in the 130s. So I'm thinking boy, which, you know, I have found that since deciding that we're not going to find out, it has actually been quite difficult, because now it actually means that we have to find 2 names that we really like, and we struggled with both Max and Ava to find, you know, the perfect name. But at least by halfway through the pregnancy, we were like, okay, this time we're having a boy, this time we're having a girl. Now we can spend the next like 20 weeks focusing on finding a girl name or focusing on finding a boy name. But this time around, it's kind of like, no, well, you got to find one of each, because you don't know. And we don't have any names as of yet that are like standout names for us. But we do have a list that is kind of names that I like, or names that Michael likes. Not necessarily they're the names that we're like, yes, this is the one. But, you know, they're all contenders. But our boy name list doesn't have any names on it yet. And I'm a little bit nervous about that, because I do feel like we are having a boy. But time will tell. There is still a very high chance that it could be a girl. I'm waiting until I get the hairy belly, because that was the biggest thing that I absolutely hated about being pregnant with Max, was the fact that my belly got really hairy. Like, I don't think it was any more hairy than a normal belly, like, because you know how belly, everywhere, your whole body has like little hairs all over them. Normally, hair on your belly is, you know, quite pale or blonde, and you can't really see it unless you're sort of sitting in the light and you can see like little hairs and stuff. When I was pregnant with Max, the hairs on my stomach actually darkened quite a bit, and I got, you know, that line that you get and stuff like that. But with Ava, I didn't get the hairy belly. I didn't get the line or anything like that. So I'm sort of waiting to see if I get the hairy belly or the line or anything, because I feel like that would more, you know, lean one way or the other. Because other thing, like, I have been eating quite a bit of meat, and I have been wanting to eat meat for quite a while, like basically this whole pregnancy. But with Max, I completely was put off meat, and with Ava, I wanted steak and hamburgers and stuff like that. So if you think of it that way, that's kind of leaning more towards a girl, but then with the sickness and the heart rate's more leaning more towards boy. So I'm just waiting until I get like a few more symptoms or signs that sort of leans more one way than the other before I completely, you know, be like, oh no, I'm pretty sure I'm having a boy. Because at the moment I'm like 70%. I will never be 100% because we're not finding out, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Ava's being really noisy, as you can probably hear, so I should probably wrap this up now and make her some lunch, and then she can go and have a nap, and I can probably have a nap as well.